Welcome the eternal message. God is about to make a way where there seems to be none. Read that again. God is about to make a way where there seems to be none. You have been looking at a wall. You have been looking at a closed door. You have been looking at a situation that refuses to move. And somewhere in the middle of the waiting, you started believing that this was the end of the story. You have been asking, how can this ever change? How can this ever work out? How can I move forward when every direction looks blocked? You have been praying, but the path still looks impossible. You have been hoping, but the circumstances still look the same. You have been trying to stay strong, but your heart has grown tired from carrying the weight of uncertainty. Hear me today. Impossible is not a problem for God. A dead end is not the end when God is leading you. What looks like a wall to you may be the place where God reveals His power. What looks like a closed future may become the doorway to a testimony you never expected. You are standing in front of something that feels impossible. But the God you serve has always been the God who makes a way where there seems to be no way. Isaiah 43:19 says, "Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I will make a way in the wilderness and rivers in the desert." A way in the wilderness, rivers in the desert. God specializes in creating what did not exist before. He does not need favorable circumstances. He does not need perfect timing by human standards. He does not need open doors from people. He can create a path where there has never been one. He can bring water where there has only been dryness. He can bring hope where there has only been despair. You've been staring at the obstacle for so long that it has become bigger in your mind than the God who stands with you. Fear magnifies the problem. Faith magnifies the one who has authority over the problem. The enemy wants you to believe that because you cannot see a way, there is no way. But Scripture tells a different story. God's ways often begin where human possibilities end. Think about the Israelites standing at the Red Sea. Behind them was Pharaoh's army. In front of them was the sea. There was no bridge. There was no boat. There was no visible escape. Everything around them said, "You are trapped." They had nowhere to go. Have you ever felt like that? Trapped between what is behind you and what is in front of you. Trapped between fear and uncertainty. Trapped between what has already been lost and what has not yet arrived. Trapped in a season that refuses to move. Exodus 14:30 and 14 says, "Fear not, stand firm, and see the salvation of the Lord, which He will work for you today. The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent." Stand firm. See the salvation of the Lord. The Lord will fight for you. Before the sea was divided, God asked His people to trust Him. Before the path appeared, He asked them to keep walking toward Him. The miracle was waiting in front of them, but they could not see it yet. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea, and God made a way where there seemed to be none. The water that looked like an impossible barrier became a road. The thing that looked like the end became the beginning of a new chapter. The sea did not disappear. God made a way through it. Maybe that is what God is doing in your life. Maybe He is not removing every obstacle immediately. Maybe He is making a way through the obstacle. You keep asking God to remove the sea, and He is preparing a path through the middle of it. You keep asking Him to eliminate every challenge, and He is preparing to reveal His faithfulness inside the challenge. Psalm 77:19 says, "Your way was through the sea, your path through the great waters, yet your footprints were unseen." God's footprints were unseen. That means God was working even when His path was invisible. You may not see His footprints today. You may not understand His timing today. But unseen does not mean absent. Hidden does not mean inactive. The God who led Israel through the sea is still able to lead you through what looks impossible. You have been telling yourself that you are out of options. But God has never been limited by the options you can see. He is the creator of possibilities you have not imagined. He's the author of chapters you have not read yet. He is the shepherd who knows the path, even when the sheep cannot see beyond the next hill. Think about Abraham and Sarah. God promised them a son, but years passed. Their bodies grew older. Their circumstances grew more impossible. Humanly speaking, the promise had expired. But Romans 4 reminds us that Abraham did not weaken in faith when he considered his own body, which was as good as dead. He believed that God was able to do what He had promised. The way did not appear because circumstances became favorable. The way appeared because God remained faithful. Maybe you are looking at your life and saying, "It is too late now." Maybe you are saying, "I have waited too long. I have failed too many times. I have missed too many opportunities." But God is not limited by your timeline. He is not intimidated by your age. He is not discouraged by your past. He is not surprised by your mistakes. The same God who gave Abraham and Sarah a miracle beyond human possibility is still the God who makes a way where there seems to be none. Proverbs 3:5-6 says, Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will make straight your paths. Do not lean on your own understanding. That means there will be moments when your understanding says, there is no way. While God is already preparing one, there will be seasons when everything looks blocked, but heaven is already moving. Trust often begins where understanding ends. You have been trying to figure everything out before taking the next step, but God often reveals the path one step at a time. Think about Peter walking on the water. Matthew 14 says that Jesus called him out of the boat. Peter did not receive a complete explanation. He received a word, "Come." And as long as his eyes were on Jesus, he walked where walking should have been impossible. The miracle was not that there were no waves. The miracle was that Jesus was greater than the waves. Your miracle may not begin with the disappearance of every problem. It may begin with the presence of Christ becoming more real than the problem itself. Isaiah 41:10 says, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God, I am with you." That is the foundation. Before God changes the circumstance, he reminds you of his presence. Before he opens the door, he assures you that you are not alone. Before he reveals the way, he tells you who is walking beside you. You have been afraid because you have been looking only at the wilderness. But the wilderness is not empty when God is in it. Moses found God in the wilderness. Elijah heard God in the wilderness. John the Baptist was prepared in the wilderness. Jesus was led by the Spirit into the wilderness. The wilderness is often where God removes distractions so that his voice becomes clearer than the noise around you. Sometimes the way God makes is not the way you expected. Joseph expected freedom, but God used a prison. Ruth expected survival, but God used a field. Esther expected an ordinary life, but God placed her in a palace. David expected to care for sheep, but God prepared a throne. The pattern is consistent. God often makes a way through places that never looked like the way. Romans 8:28 says, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purpose." All things. The closed doors, the delays, the disappointments, the detours, the tears, the unanswered questions. God is able to weave every part of your story into a path that reveals his goodness. You may not understand the pattern while it is being woven, but the weaver does. You keep thinking that because the path is hidden, the promise is gone. But hidden is not the same as forgotten. A seed is hidden before it becomes a harvest. A sunrise is hidden before it breaks the horizon. A river is hidden beneath the ground before it rises to the surface. God can be preparing a way long before you recognize it. Maybe the way God is making is inside you before it appears around you. Maybe he is giving you courage you did not know you had. Maybe he is giving you wisdom you did not know you possessed. Maybe he is giving you faith that will carry you through the next season. Some of the greatest ways God makes are not only external, they are internal. He opens your eyes. He opens your heart. He opens your willingness to trust him. Psalm 121:1-2 says, "I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth." Lift your eyes. Stop looking only at the obstacle. Lift your eyes. Stop looking only at the numbers, the reports, the opinions, and the fears. Lift your eyes. Your help comes from the Lord. The one who made heaven and earth is not intimidated by what is happening in your life today. So breathe again, hope again, pray again, trust again. Keep walking even when you cannot yet see the road. Keep believing even when you cannot yet see the answer. Keep your eyes on the shepherd, because the shepherd always knows the way. God is about to make a way where there seems to be none. Not because you have figured everything out, not because your circumstances have suddenly become easy, but because God is faithful, because God is present, because God is able. The sea is not bigger than your God. The wilderness is not bigger than your God. The closed door is not bigger than your God. The impossible situation is not bigger than your God. One day you will look back and realize that the place where you thought everything had ended was the place where God began making a way. You will see that every delay, every tear, every unanswered question, and every moment of uncertainty was part of the path that brought you here. The God who opened the sea, who fed his people in the wilderness, who raised the dead, who turned prisons into testimonies, and who brought resurrection out of the cross, is still making a way today. God is about to make a way where there seems to be none. Hold on a little longer. Trust a little deeper. Keep your heart open. Keep your eyes lifted. Keep walking with the shepherd, because the one who began a good work in you is faithful to complete it. And the God who has always made a way for his people is making a way for you even now.